What's going on, everyone? NB Automotive here, coming at you with another review. And today we're going to be looking at this nice Mercedes GLA45 AMG. The car we have behind us costed about $62,000. Base price comes in at 52 or something like that. But this specific car is finished in a nice white color and has a lot of black accents, a lot of black trim, which actually comes in a night package. As you guys can see right here, it has a nice black front lip, black front vents and stuff like that. It has black mirrors as well as black side skirts, and it does have like the sports aerodynamic package as well. And you'll see once we come to the back, you guys will see it has a nice spoiler. And honestly, this car just looks mean. It looks aggressive. I don't know what I can compare it to when it comes to like other cars, because BMW doesn't make a hatch that's for like US, or Audi doesn't really make a hatch that's for US. I know for like European market, BMW makes like direct competitor, and it's called 135i, and it comes in like a hatch form. And personally, I would pick this car over any of the competitors for sure. Essentially, it has the same engine as the GLA45 AMG, and kind of like the same car, but in a different package, in a different wrap, I would say. Nice little different wrapper. Yeah, coming over to the front of this car, I absolutely love how it looks. I think Mercedes is killing it with their styling and how aggressive their cars look. It has nice little 20-inch rims, AMG rims, of course. Perfect. Like literally, I don't know what else to say about them. They couldn't have done it any better, especially for this car. It fits the wheel arches just right, and it has nice AMG brakes in the front and the back as well, that are finished in nice gloss red color. Coming over to the front of the car, front fascia of this car looks pretty mean. I have no concerns for it whatsoever. It has nice black accents right here, and it has the Parktronic system and the camera and everything, so you don't have to worry about it when you're parking. It has beautiful headlights. Headlights honestly kind of pop. It has the LED running lights and everything, so they're gorgeous. No complaints about them whatsoever. It has a nice little front lip that's finished in gloss black as well, to tie in the whole theme of the car, the white and black theme of the car. One thing I wish that this car did have is this right here, finished in gloss black. I think it would look really good, but I do understand why they kind of did that, is because there are some chrome like / aluminum looking pieces along the car, so they're trying to tie that in with that. These black side skirts that are kind of like aggressive looking, and they have like inserts and stuff like that on the side, and that's pretty much it. It has the nice trim, black trim along the whole side of the car right here. Kind of what BMW does on most of their cars, and I think it's perfect. I absolutely hate chrome trims, so once again I'm satisfied with that. And that's what I was telling you about the chrome and aluminum pieces. They're still keeping it along the sides of the car and stuff like that. Like the badging is still chrome and aluminum, and right here has a nice little chrome piece. So they're trying to mix it in, like the white, black, and the chrome pieces all together, and I think they did a really good job on that. I love these side blinkers on the mirrors. I don't know what about them I like, but I do like them. They look really good. The styling on them is pretty nice. I think this car looks amazing from the back. Like, it looks aggressive. It looks super good. It has a nice little stance to it. It has nice little black accents right there, and it has a beautiful spoiler on it. I've seen GLA45, previous owner of this car actually had a GLA45 AMG before this, like a 2016 or so, and it didn't have like the appearance, like the sports appearance or the aerodynamic package on it, and it looked completely different. I'll throw you some pictures on there, what his previous car looked like. And this one, he went for an upgrade, because he went for the 2019, you know, decided to ball out, throw some cash at it. He loved the car, because honestly, it is a good car. It's a perfect daily, but even the taillights, they kind of look a bit tinted, which I do like, because it blends in with the whole like exterior look of this car. It's not like super bright red, so it doesn't pop at you. It does have little side vents right here, and they're finished in black as well. They're not functional. They're kind of like fake vents. Honestly, don't care, because it makes the car look wider, it makes the car look meaner. They don't have to be functional whatsoever. It just looks good. moving down over here, it has a nice quad exhaust. Once again, I'm pretty sure those are just the tips. Yep, those are just the tips, which a lot of manufacturers, not a lot, most of the manufacturers do nowadays, is they just, you know, get the exhaust pipe coming all the way down, and then they just throw a random tip in there, so if you look down inside, you'll see the actual exhaust pipe. Kind of sucks, but that's what everyone does nowadays. You're, you know, cutting costs, so they can make more money off of us, but whatever, it looks good. This car sounds mean. We'll have to show. Black diffuser right here, and it does look aggressive. A lot of things like BMW diffusers don't look as aggressive sometimes, so what people do is they get aftermarket diffusers to make it that much better. For this car, I don't even think it needs an aftermarket diffuser. It looks gorgeous, it looks aggressive, looks mean. No complaints whatsoever. And once again, with the chrome pieces right there, you guys can see the chrome pieces. You guys can see chrome pieces right there. So coming to the interior of this car, before we get a heat stroke, we gotta start this thing and get some AC going. But let's hear cold start. Well, not really cold start, warm start on this car. Sounds good. It has a nice little like rumble to it, a little couple pops, you know. They're kind of subtle because it's just like a warm start, but they sound really good. Coming into the interior of this car, like everywhere I look, it has nice little red accents all over the place. Kind of ties in with the brake calipers that are red. And I personally love red accents in cars. I love red interiors. Even though this car does not have a red interior, it still looks gorgeous. It has black seats with Alcantara inserts in it and red stitching. As like everywhere, you guys can see red stitching everywhere on the steering wheel, the seats, on the dash, and also on the doors as well. The chrome pieces right there, they're nice. Like there's a couple like plastic pieces that kind of look cheap, like the Mercedes. Couple, but nothing crazy. Honestly, I could care less about those small little plastic pieces. I mean, yeah, you're paying that much for a car, you want like the nicest like materials and stuff like that. But I'm more of a driver-focused guy, so I can like completely zone out and ignore all like the imperfections on the inside of the car, as long as the car is exciting and makes you like, you know, happy and drives well and brings a lot of emotions with it. Mercedes is doing great things with their technology, their infotainment centers, their interior, so no complaints about it whatsoever. It does have the suspension adjustment modes, it has the steering adjustment modes, also you can close the valves in the exhaust, or you can open the exhaust as well, so that makes it that much more exciting. There's 4 driving modes. There's actually 5 driving modes for this car. One is individual. You can configure to how you want to be driving this car. Like, let's say you want steering in Sport Plus, suspension and comfort, and exhaust open. You can do that and then just put it as your individual, so that way you don't have to go through all the settings. There's also comfort mode, there's sport, and then there's Sport Plus, and there's also race mode. Every one of them have like the little differences between them. The parking release brake, I always forget. Mercedes does that when you put the car in park. It throws like the parking brake on right away, which is kind of cool, but at the same time it's kind of weird coming from like a BMW, because sometimes when you put it in gear, the parking brake is still on and still engaged, so you gotta like either release the parking brake or tap the gas a bit and it will automatically release it for you. It is a nice safety feature in case your car does start rolling or something like that, but it's something to get used to, especially if you're not used to in a Mercedes. You're going to be like, oh damn, where's the parking brake? And it's right there. This car does come with a 2-liter turbocharged inline-4 engine that produces 375 horsepower and about 354 pound-feet of torque. Correct me if I'm wrong on torque. I'm pretty sure I'm right on the horsepower though. I've seen one of these cars done by AMS. AMS does like a turbo upgrade for this car, and it was making something about 480, close to 500 horsepower, and it was running a quarter mile in 10.74 seconds at 129 miles an hour, which is literally insane for this car. It's a 2-liter engine, 2-liter turbo engine. Like, That's insane. That's just mind-blowing. And this car doesn't weigh that much and has all-wheel drive system, so this car can put the power down and it goes. Like, trust me, it goes. Launch control in this thing is insane. First time I experienced launch control in this thing, I was kind of like a little bit mind-blown because I did not expect it to be this quick, even though it's only 2-liter engine. Like, the potential of this engine is very, very good. Like, you can tune this thing to with a stage 2 tune only, nothing else done to this car, to 426 horsepower, and that's if you're looking at Renatec or like Weistek tunes. I'm pretty sure VR Tune does make a tune for this car, making it to 420 horsepower, and that's somewhere under $1,000 for it. 420 horsepower in this car is insane, knowing that's all-wheel drive and it's this small. It's just like a little go-kart. It does also come with a dual clutch 7-speed transmission, and I love dual clutch because they're kind of like, I'm not going to say they're in between a manual and an automatic, but they're an automatic that sometimes feel like a manual. Like, in order for you to start rolling, you have to give it some gas, or otherwise it's not going to go anywhere. And I like that factor because sometimes, like, it does sound like a manual because you're like feathering the gas. This transmission can be a little jerky in first or second gear, but if you know what you're doing, you can like kind of like tap the gas a bit and then start going. I do like this transmission a lot. I think it's pretty snappy. It shifts really quick, really well. You guys got to hear the pops. It sounds really good. Like, I love the sound of this car. It sounds amazing. It accelerates pretty quick too. It's pretty good, honestly. It's a perfect daily driver. You can drive in the winter, snow, I don't know, rain, anything you want pretty much, you can drive it in, and it'll be just fine. My car's tuned, so there's not really a way to compare those two. They're two totally different cars, but you can really feel the turbo kick in. This has a more of a smoother power delivery. The upshifts, the AMG pop on the upshifts, nothing beats it, honestly. Like, I don't know, AMG exhausts, they're doing it right. I gotta say, they have one of the best exhaust systems. Steering on this car, it's pretty precise, honestly. Like, you turn the steering wheel a bit and it goes to the left, you turn it to the right just a tiny bit, it goes to the right. I do like that. When I'm driving this car, I feel like it's a very solid car. There's like, I don't feel like any part of this car, like even on the inside, is loose or rattling around. I do feel like it's built like just the right way. The steering feels a bit heavy, and I don't know how to describe this feeling, but just a solid car. Suspension can be a little harsh in this car, especially in Sport Plus setting, knowing that it's sitting on 20-inch rims. It can be harsh, but it's definitely daily drivable. It's not like a supercar harsh or anything like that. It's just a matter of getting used to it, and it's just a matter of avoiding potholes, since, you know, we live in Michigan and roads are terrible here. Transmission, let's see, it's pretty quick, responds really well. Like, you can hear that right here. Pretty much instantaneously, no complaints about it whatsoever. It's kind of a fun transmission. Like, it responds really well. Makes it that much more fun. First impressions of this car, driving this car, in regular mode, it feels just like any other car, except kind of like that dual transmission. You got to give it some gas before the car starts rolling on its own. Super comfortable, no complaints about it whatsoever. Turns really well. Suspension is very good. Like, you can take corners in this thing like stupid fast, and it will grip, it will hold the road really well. This car doesn't feel as tempting as some BMWs like feel. So it's like, you can drive it normally if you want to save some gas, but if you want to get on it, the car is like, hell yeah, let's get on it, you know. I personally like it. Only if it was a bit cheaper, I think it would be perfect car for like daily driving. It can get good gas mileage. It's super fun. It sounds amazing. It's comfortable enough for you, and it has just enough room. Even like the social factor in this car, when you're driving this car, it's still a Mercedes. Like, when people ask, yeah, what do you drive? I'm like, driving Mercedes. And they're like, okay, alright. like, all right. Or, you know, if you're trying to, like, you know, talking to a girl or something, like, and then you're like, yo, let's go on a date, and you pull up in this Mercedes. It's a Mercedes. And she's like, okay, you paying for dinner for sure. You got a Mercedes. So, yeah, kind of be ready to pay for dinner if you got a Mercedes if you're going on a date. So that's it for today's video. Got to spend a whole, like, I don't know, 30-40 minutes in that car. A lot of fun, a lot of blast. I actually love the car, love the way it sounds, love the way how quick it is at low speeds, and love the way it drives. Handling's really good, steering is really good. It is a bit pricey, and I don't know if I would justify paying that much for this car. I don't know. Second-hand market, the car is worth it for sure. So to wrap this video up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, go follow me on Instagram, 335_F30, and comment below. What do you guys want to see? Like, if you guys want to see anything, comment below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.